that last game, having had such a long stretch of defensive success, but conceding 2 goals in the manner that you did. How has the vibe been among the defence this week and the conversations you guys have had?
Yeah, I mean, we had a great stretch, I think 5 clean sheets or something in 6 games. It's going to happen. We're going to concede goals. I think our XG in other games has been higher than it was against Sacramento. I think it was like 0.85 against Sac. They had 2 good chances, in my opinion, and they scored both of them. That's what the good teams will do. So I think it was a real learning curve for us that against the good teams, we're going to have to give them nothing because they're going to capitalise if they do. 2 crosses, 2 moments where we kind of couple little mistakes here and there and breakdowns, 2 goals. I feel confident that if we played them again, that wouldn't happen, and we'd get a better result.
With Ale out, having to fill that role this week, Diego said it was probably either going to be Mo or JP. What are the differences in your role as that kind of right back in sort of that back 4 shape that changes with one of those 2 there rather than Ale?
Yeah, I don't think much changes with how it is. With Mo's a quality player, Ali's a great player, JP's a great player. I think whoever it is slots in right in there where we need them and does a job. I mean, we've rotated a lot this year with our back line consistently. In the last 7-8 games, we've had more of the same guys. So I have every confidence whoever steps in there is going to can do the same role, and we'll all be able to do our own jobs because we train together all the time and we know how each other plays.
What was the practice intensity like maybe this week? Kind of knowing where you are in the playoff standings and a couple important games coming up with teams around you in the standings.
Yeah, I mean, practice has been good this week. The weather's helped. I mean, it was at 85 today, and no humidity, so we love that. Everyone knows the task. We're pro soccer players. The guys last year have been in this position. It's a tough position to be in, but we're trending in the right direction. That's the most important thing for us. I think the Sac game, it wasn't a great one results-wise, of course, but I think if you look at the game, the 90 minutes, and look at the play that happened, it wasn't the worst performance. It's obviously we strive for the best. We want to be the best, but I don't think it's the worst thing to look at from a performance standpoint, from a results standpoint, of course. And then 5-6 games before that, we didn't really concede many goals. Guys are getting more chances at goal. I think as soon as those goals start falling in, I think everything changes. So we just got to stay confident, keep working as a team to put some in the back of their net, and I think everything will work out.
From some of the instructions you've received this week on San Antonio, what's different from this game against San Antonio and what you guys have seen from them versus the reverse fixture over there?
Yeah, so I've not really played San Antonio too much throughout my career. This is the first year that I've played them, I think. Obviously, a physical team, veteran defenders, good attacking players, some physical forwards. I don't think anything changes for us, really. Playing them, when we played them away, we got a little unlucky, 2 set pieces. Didn't really deserve to concede those goals. At home, we just stamp our mark on the game. I think we go at them with some intensity and a little bit of pride and swag, and let them know that we're here to play and we're here to dominate the game. And obviously try our best to get 3 points because it's must win at the weekend.
Obviously, these next 4 games could pretty much define the season and the outcomes. When you go into these kind of games, do you try and shut that noise out and just focus on it like any other, or do you play into the occasion?
It's a good question. Obviously, I'm always aware and I always want to get 3 points, so I don't think it affects me too much. But it definitely feels like a playoff game. It definitely feels like, big moments these next few games because, as we see in the table, we're 6-7 points off next. We've got a game in hand, a couple games in hand with the guys ahead. So if we can win these next few games, we really change the position we're in and the opportunity that we have at the end of the season. Obviously, every game we wanted to win Sac bad. We wanted to win every single game before badly. I think with San Antonio, I think there's a bit of history there with the clubs. There, obviously, we're a top team and have been a top team for many years, so we know to take the game extremely serious, as we would every other game. But yeah, I think the stakes have risen. I think everyone now needs points, so it's going to be a big game.
You kind of mentioned a couple questions ago about a lot of the guys who were on the team last year, kind of knowing what this feels like in this spot. Do you talk to anybody about what that was like last year, and maybe some of their takeaways on what you need to do in the last couple games, or you're just taking it one game at a time?
I've not necessarily spoke to a lot of the guys. I think there was a little bit of turnover and a lot of new guys in, and obviously you don't really want to dwell on the position we're in. But obviously there's a lot of experience in that locker room and in other teams in the league, and being in a position where it's kind of mid-table, and they made an incredible playoff run last year. So I've not really spoke to them too much about it. We're just trying to get every point. So I don't really want to dwell on the fact that we're mid-table and how do we. I just want to focus on game by game and getting the most out of everyone, including myself.
Laurence, I kind of want to highlight Saturday's matchup against San Antonio. It's Hispanic Heritage Night. Obviously, you have a couple players who come from that community, but I want you to highlight the importance of your fans. A lot of them being from Hispanic origin, and the support they're giving you throughout the whole season. Yeah,
of course. We love the fan base of Bandidos and everyone. Plays in our locker room too. I've been hearing about mariachi band and things at halftime, and food trucks, and all those sorts of things. So yeah, it's massive for us. Listen, we're not Phoenix Rising without the fans. So it's very important, time, and we really look forward to it on Saturday. Hopefully we can give them a good result.
How important is it, kind of to keep your guys' defending title as champions, this season and playoffs coming up? What are some of those things that you're shifting as a team and making sure that you hold on to that title?
Yeah, we're not really focused too much about the end result right now. I feel like a team sometimes they think about, well, okay, last season we won this, we won that. Right now, our focus, we're not in the luxury to think ahead. Right now, we have to think about game by game, 3 points every game. And teams, when they win championships and when they do great things, that's how they get there. Every game, just week by week, doing the best they can. The points stack, and at the end of the season, they're in a very good playoff position and they can go from there. So not really thinking about that too much at all, just thinking about San Antonio. After that, win the next game against Orange County and then just keep winning as much as possible. And hopefully, we can make that happen.
Of course, they've walked in right as I'm about to ask it, but with 2 new additions coming into the squad recently, what kind of an impact do you think they've had on the team?
Well, they're here now, so I have to say good things. But no, you can go in the bathroom over there. There we go. No, they've been great. The dynamics that DJ and Margaret have brought has been fantastic. The 1v1 play out wide and the finishing ability. We've seen it already in games. Margaret, scored a great goal against Loudoun, which won us the game. And against Sacramento, Margaret got another chance, hit the crossbar, and decided the crossbar should have been another goal. So, I'm really excited for what those two are going to bring, and you just need to get them settled in here quickly so they can keep, marching forward.
For you specifically, does that kind of change your style of play? Because we've seen you so often this year, carry the ball into that right half space. And you've got wingers who are taking guys on trying to attack that same space. Are you thinking more of, I got to get around, I've got to overlap to get to the byline?
Well, I don't know if I could overlap Margaret, to be honest, if he's driving with the ball. But no, it's just me and Margaret and DJ. We see each other when we play and we work together. We have good chemistry. So nothing really changes for me. I'll occupy the inside and let them work out wide. If they need assistance from me, then I'll get over there. But my primary role is to stay inside, really support it from centrally, and then let them get out in 1v1 and kind of do some damage on the wing.
With those additions, how has it sort of boosted that dressing room a little bit, knowing that you've got 2 new players that can potentially help the team, especially going into the business end of the season?
Yeah, it's necessary, it's needed. We've got 3 games in 7 days, 8 days, however that lines up. So this next stretch, this next week is massive for us. We need everyone fresh. We need guys giving it everything. Hopefully try and get 9 points out of it. That's the goal. So yeah, it's definitely nice to have backup, especially in those attacking positions, because those are the guys that are really going to have to get after it game after game.
Obviously, a week from today, you're going to face a team coached by Danny Stone. Have you given any thought to that, and what kind of an impact that could have on that match?
I've not really thought about Orange County yet. Not really thought about it. Next week, when we get around to it, I think about it. Obviously, we all love Danny, and Danny's an amazing person, and a coach. So, yeah, we'll be ready for that game when we get there.
How nice is it knowing in the back of your head that you have a guy like Rocco, playing in net? If you do make a mistake, he's gonna make a good save or make a good play on the ball. How nice is it knowing that?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Having Rocco in goal, he's great on the ball. He's great at saves at the same time. Pape and Ale next to me, fantastic players too. I can step forward and know that Pape is covering the spacing behind. So I think that's really been the benefit for our defence. These last 5-6 games, we have so many guys there that, really can take on a role and help one another. So it's been great.